So right now we're talking about network forensics, packet analysis. Basically, it's analyzing the traffic that's going across your network. All your computers communicate throughout the internet, across the network. So it's the ability to analyze that raw traffic that's going on. This is very basic, and we're kind of skipping a lot. Because in order to do this, you should have a good understanding of how the internet works, how the networks work, so how TCP/IP works, how your ports and protocols, how computers communicate. So in order to do that action analysis, it would be beneficial to have that baseline already, or that background. So kind of going backwards, but we'll just work with what we got. So when you're doing this analysis, there's things it can be used for. Troubleshooting. So if you're trying to communicate with another system on your network and it's just not working, you can open up a packet analyzer such as Wireshark and monitor that communication and see what's going on, see why it's not communicating, see where the packets are getting dropped. Attack analysis. So if you were attacked, you have malware on your system or your computer was attacked or something like that, you can open up again Wireshark. It's just one tool, there's other tools. To look at the packets, see what's going on, and see what they're doing. Then a malicious reason. So anybody can think, why would you think looking at network traffic, why would you do that for malicious reasons?
Passwords.
Passwords.
Yeah,
in the middle. But most stuff on the internet, internet wasn't designed with security in mind, that's for sure. It was not. Most stuff you do on the internet, a lot of stuff you do is in clear text. Unless you're going to, HTTPS. What port is HTTPS? You guys?
80.
No. Go again. 443. 443. HTTP is 80. So if you see 443, and when you're doing your packet analysis, you're not going to be able to tell. You're not going to be able to read the traffic. You're not going to be able to see it. It's going to be encrypted. Your regular mail, if you're just receiving mail through like Outlook or something like that, more than likely it's coming over through POP3, unencrypted. A lot of ISPs now are actually putting encryption. So although it's encrypted from you to your ISP, but the next hop may not be encrypted. So a lot of open, clear text protocols on the internet. So again, password stealing, reading people's emails, intercepting traffic. You'll see in the labs the stuff you can actually intercept, you'll be surprised. So some terms you may hear. First one's PCAP. So if you hear somebody say, I'm going to analyze a PCAP, it's basically a packet capture of the network traffic. So I'm capturing the packets and I put it into this file called a PCAP. Promiscuous mode. So basically it takes your network device, you put your network card in this mode, and it actually starts listening for all the traffic on the network. Not just the traffic that was destined towards it, that's destined toward the computer, but other traffic that's on the network. Sniffer, also a packet analyzer, it's hardware, software, can intercept and log traffic over a digital network. So like Wireshark can do sniffing. Sometimes you'll hear a tap, and I'll show you what a tap is here in a minute, but basically a hardware device that you put on your network, and then all the traffic, it'll basically take all that traffic and allow you to plug in there and start sniffing the traffic. A span port, so it's a term on a Cisco switch, the switch device, where all the computers plug in to communicate to each other. We can set up a span port and tell all the traffic to basically replicate to that span port. So then you take the span port and you sniff on that port so you can hear all the traffic now. So a tap, this is very basic network monitoring. If you're on a network, you would place a tap, on the outgoing, as all the traffic's going out to the internet or coming into your network. So it basically allows you to sniff all the traffic on that network. If you're a malicious insider and you're able to do that, then you can sniff all the traffic going on. A lot of times, we'll use it for network defense. You're monitoring networks, you're monitoring for malicious traffic or something like that, you'll use it. It can be used for troubleshooting network issues. So you place a tap on the network that allows you to do that. Like the device up there, the intrusion detection system. Do you know what an intrusion detection system is? Who wants to answer that? Yeah, that's basically it. So it basically uses signatures, known signatures from malicious attacks or whatever, and it monitors all the traffic. If it matches the signature, it fires off a rule and fires off an alert to you, say, hey, I found some traffic that came across your network that may be malicious and you want to inspect it some more. So that's what intrusion detection system does. The other one they have is what's called an intrusion prevention system. So instead of sitting off the side, you move the device down into here and it's in between the network traffic. So then if it fires off a signature, you can tell it to drop the traffic. So far as packet analysis goes, we use tools like Wireshark. It's a pretty good tool. It's very popular. Network Miner, that's a very good tool that takes this freeware, open source, takes all the traffic and breaks it down to different protocols for you. NetWitness has it's called NetWitness Investigator. Also does the same thing, nice GUI based, breaks down the traffic for you. You can see a graph of how the traffic is. You can see the files that are on there that actually came through the traffic. It puts it back together for you. So when you're analyzing the traffic, there's some things you want to pay attention to. So like I said, source and destination up there. You want to know the source, where it's coming from, and the destination it's going to. The next one would be the protocol. So is it HTTP? Is it SMTP? Is it IRC? Is it ICMP? All the different protocols. You know, we talked about those with you guys before, the different types of protocols and what they do. So you want to pay attention to that. Sometimes you want to pay attention to the frequency of that traffic. You know, if you see there's a packet going out over port 80 every 1 minute, just going out. There's probably a beacon or something going on. So it's a frequency, you kind of want to look at that, of the traffic. The behavior. So from the previous lesson, the first lesson I talked about, if you see something going out over port 80, but it's not a web traffic, what is that? So the first lesson I talked about it. If I see traffic going to port 80, but it's not actually somebody surfing to a web page. Got ready. Covert channel, right? They're basically using something I authorize. I allow port 80 to go out of my network. It's okay, but they're using that protocol to do something else. So basically using a covert channel. Tools like Wireshark or the other ones, you can actually reconstruct the stream. So you'll see a stream of traffic, and then you can reconstruct that stream of traffic and put it all back together. So you can see from all the communication that's going back and forth. You can reconstruct files. So why do I put caution in? So say you reconstruct a file that went out your network and ends up being malware. Now you potentially disinfected your system. Or if you try to reconstruct a file, you got AV going on, and then you're trying to do analysis, and then you just now you just lost that file because your AV picked it up. So just some caution. Replay packets, same thing. You know, you can replay the packets. There's tools out there that allow you to take that network, the traffic that already went through that you captured, and now you can replay it again. So you want to use caution on there too. This is a little trickier because if you replay the traffic, it's going to a certain source and destination, right? You don't have that source and destination, so you got to kind of configure yourself an internal lab to set up that source, set up that destination, and then you can replay that traffic and watch what it did. This is Wireshark. If you haven't seen it before, its basic use is for a network protocol analyzer. A lot of times they use it for doing network forensics because it's a good tool. You can not only can use static or offline analysis, which we're going to do. You can capture online traffic or normal traffic. So you can fire it up on your computer and monitor all the traffic that's going on your computer while it's going. So it's deep inspection of hundreds of protocols. So all the protocols are out there on the internet. It already has them built in. It can recognize them. If you look over here, you know, protocol finds UDP, finds IMAP, TCP. So it knows those protocols. It recognizes them based on what's going on in the packet. Again, like I said, the live capture and then offline analysis.
You know, something interesting for you guys all to do when you get home. Throw Wireshark on your box and put it into live capture mode. How many people know where their box is talking to and what's being sent? Or you will be shocked at how many things your box talks to without you knowing. Right? So I mean, just something interesting to look at.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff that you install on your computer, you may install a program, especially like freeware or open source. They're throwing stuff behind their adware or whatever that's communicating out a lot. You don't even know it. So again, tools. So Wireshark talked about TCP dump. It's a command line tool. If you're pretty good at scripting, that's a good tool to use. As you can dump your traffic and you can put it through a script. Network miner, I'd already talked about all those. Foremost is a file carving tool, but you can also file carve PCAP files. So lab. Before the lab, is there any questions? I know this is very, very short. I'd rather you guys work on the labs instead of me up here live stream. There's 2 labs that I have. So basically they're PCAP files. Call them evidence 1, evidence 2. And they come with a scenario already in the lab already. So you kind of read the scenario and then kind of figure things out.